October 15 is the date when, for me, New Zealand changed and it became a different place. And what happened was the police raided a small Māori community, a small Māori tribe, living in a very rural area. And the reason they did it was they believed there had been terrorist training by political activists and members of this tribe in the forest. What they did was they woke families in the middle of the night at gunpoint, held children at gunpoint, stopped every car going in and out of the community and searched them. The community itself felt it had been terrorised, that in fact these police dressed in military-style uniform with big guns in a society that is gunless, our police are not armed normally, were in fact the ones who were terrorising them. So my documentary tells the story of 3 families within that community, and it tells the story of the Tūhoe tribe, who, because of media coverage afterwards, were branded terrorists. And so it's the hurt that they feel as a response to that. To begin with, Tamiiti is a well-known Māori activist in New Zealand and from the tribe, and he features in the documentary. And I've known him for about 20 years. I grew up near the community, and in fact my mother was the rural health nurse for the community. Another friend of mine telephoned that day. She had an interview scheduled with Tamiiti and he didn't turn up, and she rang me, "Do you know where Tame is?" And I said, "No." And then I put on the internet and saw what had happened. And for me it was a shift in New Zealand. It was not the New Zealand that I knew, and because I knew the community, I wanted to become involved and help to tell their story. In the last 4 or 5 years, we've been very fortunate to have our own Indigenous television station, Māori TV. So I approached them and applied for one of the, I think it's only 12 or 15 documentaries that they make each year, and I was successful with them, and I had 6 months to make it and get it to air. And of course the story keeps going and going and going. So after 2.5 years they lost patience and said, "Please, we need this now." So it was completed in August 2010. However, now with no funding, I'm still filming to make a longer version because the trial, the court case, begins on February the 13th, so I've continued to film over the 4.5 years now. Yes, I mean I've made films involving this particular community before, and for me it becomes easier and easier because they know me and I know them. But then at the same time, the danger is becoming too close to your subject as well. So I still have to maintain, I guess, a little bit of distance. Yeah, so it's a bit of a juggling act. When I showed them the film, it was actually as it went to air for the first time, and when it finished, there was complete silence for at least 1 minute, and I was terrified. I sat there thinking, "Oh no, they hate it, they hate it." And then someone began to speak in Māori, and they were very emotional, and that was why the silence. They were searching for words, but they were very happy with it. It was well received in New Zealand. It has screened once at a very small Māori film festival and once on television. So this is the third, FIFO is the 3rd time, yeah.